All right, we'll be joining in 1 minute. We're here with Alex Montalenti, Real Social Coach, Aaron Keith, Ryan Coyne, coming at you with Real Greater University. Give it another minute for everybody to join. Get Mario on as a panelist as well. All right, and let us know in the chat if you can see us okay, if you can hear us okay. Check the audio visual. Mario, you see us okay and you hear us okay?
Yeah, everything is perfect.
Wonderful.
And how are we doing on Facebook Live? Did that go live? That one I don't see yet, so let me stop that and reset that. And we will get started.
Yeah, no Facebook Live right now.
All right, everybody can see us. Everybody can hear us. Last shot for Facebook Live. Seems to be trying to connect. There we go. And then it disconnects. Okay, so we're not going live. Facebook's giving us trouble this week. A little up, a little bit down. All right, so thank you for joining me. You guys see my screen okay? Let's try one more time.
Everything is perfect. Everybody sees you. We hear you great.
Okay, there we go. So welcome to Real Greater University. Thanks for being on the call. Thanks for taking time out of your day. We're here with Aaron Keith, Ryan Coyne. I'll give them an amazing introduction in a moment. Want you all to know that all of these classes, this class included, will be recorded. They are available at realgreateruniversity.com, and we go live every day at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And thanks for being on the call. Want you to know that yesterday we had a really great class on the 8-site blueprint to upgrade your digital in the downtime. That recording is available online. All the slide decks, all the screens are available online at realgreateruniversity.com. We also did a class on the hashtag strategy, learning all about hashtags, how to use them on Instagram, what your hashtags need to be, what are the different tools you can use to figure out your hashtags. We did that on Tuesday. And all of these classes are available online. On Friday, you definitely want to register for tomorrow's class. It's called Social Media Success Recipes. We're going to cover all the elements of Instagram, from Instagram strategy to Instagram followers, to posts, stories, highlights, TV, going live, all of that on Friday, part of a big series. And today's call, I'll give you the structure of the call, will be a 45 minutes of content. We'll do 15 minutes of Q&A. And make sure that you actually use the Q&A tool on the bottom of your Zoom screen. This way, we track all the questions that you all put in. There's probably going to be a lot of questions, a lot of people on the call. We want to make sure we get to all those questions. So by using the Q&A tool, we'll be able to track every single question and make sure they're responded to. So let's get started. first thing I want to know is who's on the call. How many of you are existing clients? How many of you know about us, have heard about us? And I'm just going to run a poll right now. So let me launch this poll and just let us know if you're an existing client, new client. I know Mario's been doing an amazing job marketing to about 50,000 agents across the country. Some of you are existing clients and some new. Looks like about half of you are new clients. There's about 27% that have the digital business card. 23% have RealGrader and have done the profile optimization. And about 6% have done for you social media marketing. What do you think of those metrics, Aaron?
Those are pretty interesting, actually. Really interesting.
Yeah. So these polls are really cool. And we've been doing these on the webinars, and it's been
I love that feature.
Yeah, great for real-time feedback.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. What we do here at RealGrader is we provide education, we provide resources, and we provide tools to reduce your stress, expand your digital footprint so you can stay focused on the business of real estate. We provide an Instacard, which is a digital business card solution. We provide RealGrader to help you get set up on all your platforms. And we provide Done For You to help you grow on Instagram and grow on Facebook. And we provide RealGrader University, which is what you're experiencing now, to bring you education, tools, resources, expert speakers, so that you can grow your business. So first on the call is my buddy, longtime buddy, Ryan J. Coyne. We met in Long Island, New York. We met many, many, many years ago. And we've worked together in the real estate industry, in technology. We've done events together. We've hung out together. We've brainstormed together. Lots of ideas have come from hanging out together. And Ryan is one of the top tech guys I know. I mean, he is probably the top tech guy I know when it comes to understanding technology and being a people's person. Like, Ryan connects with people on a level that is amazing. And he's also very, very funny. And I love
No
hanging
pressure.
out. And another cool thing about Ryan is that he works on a lot of different projects, but he's the technology director for the Serhan team, which is $1 Million Listing, Bravo TV show's $1 Million Listing, celebrity realtor, and one of the top realtors on social media.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me, Alex. And yes, we've had quite a number of interesting experiences together. I've really enjoyed all of them, and I've really enjoyed watching you grow RealGrader and University. And I was privileged to get to enjoy Instacard when it was in its infancy there for, when you were developing the product. And when you first sent it to me, I was thinking to myself, man, like, where did this come from out of left field that you were working on such a special project getting incubated there? And I love what you do. Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We also have Aaron Keith. Aaron Keith, Ryan, and I, we've hung out at events together. We've been to, Element Summit, reInvent. Aaron Keith is a speaker. He's a coach. He's an entrepreneur. He's coached a lot of businesses. He's given me a lot of coaching around my business and how to scale and grow. And he's been one of the top speakers at a lot of real estate events. And Ryan and Aaron invited me to be on their podcast, which I'll introduce in a moment. But Aaron is amazing at really analyzing your business when it comes to metrics, when it comes to scaling, when it comes to putting the right systems in place, when it comes to putting the right structures in place, to making sure that it's set up the right way. And I'm really happy to have him on the call as well.
Thanks for having me, bud. I'm excited.
Definitely. All right, so cool. So one thing I want to tell you about Aaron, and I love this testimonial I found on your website. Obviously, I Googled you. I did some research about you. Is that clients experience an average increase of 128% in revenue in just 7 months, was one of the testimonials I saw on the page. I totally believe it. I would even think that there's businesses that have grown even more than that in working with you.
Yeah.
For sure. So, I love metrics. I think that's important. And I love this new podcast that you guys put out. It's authentic. It helps businesses grow. It really teaches them a lot. You invited me to be on it, and I recommend everybody check out this podcast. What's the best way for them to get to the podcast?
Yeah. So probably the easiest way is you can just type in the Buildify method, and you can go to our website and you can select a way to follow us there, or you pull up your your podcast channel, whatever you use to listen to podcasts, whether you're on Android or Apple, Spotify, and just type in either Aaron Keith or Ryan Coyne or the Buildify method, and you'll find us.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're on everything, even Alexa. So however you get your podcasts, you can get your Aaron and Ryan.
Awesome. So to give you a little background on me, I've been in real estate technology for 19 years now, 20, well, even 20 plus years, really.
Longer than you've been doing math.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom is a retired realtor, and she got me in the business back in Long Island in Queens, New York. She said, hey, Alex, you got to help me out. The internet just hit. I got to pay the mortgage. You got to help me with this thing. And I started learning about the internet. As far as like MLS data, I started learning about real estate, getting my license at the Adria Center in Long Island, New York. And then I started helping her friends, started helping her broker, and we built a website and marketing company out of my mom's garage back in 2001. And ever since, it's been helping realtors reduce their stress, work on technology. That's how I met Ryan. That's how I met Aaron. And all these connections have come about, and we've worked with thousands of realtors. So one thing I want to do on this call is make sure we all get connected. Everybody who's on the call, if you want to put your Instagram handle in the chat, we will make sure to redistribute that to everybody so that everybody can follow everybody. And I want you to follow the three of us. So I chose your personal handles. I don't know if you guys want to give me business handles as well.
That's great.
But follow Ryan, follow Aaron, follow me. And Mario, if you could drop those links in the chat so that everybody could give us a follow, and we will follow you back. And this is how we can expand our connections right here on this call and expand the community. Let me keep the chat open to see how things are going there. Yep, perfect. People are dropping in their handles. And then at the end of that, Mario, if you want to drop those three handles in. All right, so now let's get to the content, right? One of the biggest things I think happening right now is like what's trending right now. Obviously, coronavirus is trending, and it's not really trending like in a good way, but it's trending like a hot topic on social media. I think the other thing that's trending right now is the word pivot. People are looking at how they can pivot their business through all this. How can they manage their business through all this? Everybody's starting to go digital, and everybody's looking at their business plans. I can tell you the first thing that my investors had me do, they said, you better open up your business plan documents and decide how you're going to pivot this business.
Yeah.
And we did, and we spent, a lot of time on it. And then we decided, hey, we're going to provide free education and resources to realtors. And that's how we're going to pivot our business through these times. And it's worked. And I think every business needs to look at their business plan and decide, what kind of pivot they're doing. Do you guys want to give me some feedback on that? How you've been pivoting or how you've been helping clients pivot?
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in on that question first. I mean, I own 4 companies, and one of my companies is one of the largest natural medicine clinics in California. We had to pivot immediately. We jumped on it. We didn't waste a minute. We started doing delivery, mailing, just changing our staffing configurations, our marketing plan. We over quadrupled, and Ryan can attest to this because he was involved. We over quadrupled our marketing, I don't know, within 10 days of all this hitting. And
Plus.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
And I would say, like, I just got our numbers in 2 days ago. We only dropped 20% this month. We only dropped 20% this month. And I contribute it to us being non-emotional about it, diving in, making the tough decisions, getting creative, and being flexible. And with clients, I'm really encouraging my clients right now to do a couple things. One, this is not the time to sit on the couch and eat bonbons and kick your feet up. This is not a vacation. It's the opposite. You should be marketing your butt off right now. Absolutely working on your business and working on your marketing. Now is the time to be putting in that work, redoing your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, now's the time to be building it, because the people that come out of the gates when the doors open and we're allowed to do commerce, some people are going to be flat-footed and some are going to be sprinting with clear strategies and actions.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I personally have always felt that marketing for any business, regardless of the time that it happens to be in our culture and we're in world events, marketing can be a tourniquet for when your business is not doing well, and it can stop the bleeding from bad things happening on the finance side. And it can also be a growth tool, but those things can be coexistent, right? So right now, these actions are both. So a lot of businesses that I've been talking to are saying, we would love to do whatever solution there might be, or we would love to invest in this or that, but we're just too concerned about the fact that we're just losing all this money. And the old adage of spend money to make money is never more true than in a crisis, because the businesses that are cutting through the noise and taking an opportunity to become, an industry leader, right? Like for us on the IT side, the first thing that we did was start putting together a webinar series. Our first 2 episodes were around finance. When all those things were kind of up in the air about paycheck protection and all these different things, we figured, hey, we're the IT people, but we support a lot of accountants. We can probably get some knowledgeable CPAs on. We can talk about the security issues with certain video conferencing platforms, and what the alternatives might be, ways to manage remote staff, ways to track remote productivity without spying on people, all different kinds of ways. But yes, I think that it's a phenomenal time to make hay while the sun is not shining for a change.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, Facebook and Instagram usage is up 40% right now.
yeah.
Even more than that, just before this meeting, I was on with a realtor in South Florida, who has a relationship with the PR person at a hospital, right? And I helped her kind of figure out what her plan was going to be. And she was like, well, how does it make sense that I'm a realtor and then I'm going to have this kind of human interest webinar where I have somebody working at a hospital that I want to support on this thing? I said, well, you're a realtor. You're all about vendor relationships, business alliances. One of the hugest things that Aaron loves to talk about and wants to make sure that is part of everybody's business plan and marketing plan is business alliances. We're not on our own. How can we be working together? How can businesses be collaborating? How can you be finding that Venn diagram of the common customer and be pooling resources, pooling marketing efforts, co-branding virtual events like we're doing right now?
Yeah.
And I helped her understand, you know what, if you're a realtor, one of your jobs, part of your brand, is being resourceful and having recommendations at the ready to be able to whip out and say, I got 3 mortgage people, I got 3 plumbers, I got 3 this, 3 that. You know what? Fantastic. I was recommending a home care person to take care of people's homes if they potentially were hospitalized for a couple of weeks. They had a fantastic care experience at this hospital. I would like to do something where I can display what this hospital is doing and then also make sure to educate people on how they can be giving back meaningfully and relevantly to the healthcare workers if they want to, aside from just sending pizza or dropping off food that's not eligible to actually come into the hospital. So there's strategy going on in every direction.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. Was that Robin?
It was.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So we talked about pivot. Obviously I'm going to talk about social media. I think I like using this line that social distancing is keeping us apart, but social media is bringing us together. So, more and more people are connecting on social media. That's how, take it right there, Robin, right? So Robin hears about us through social media, joins one of our webinars, gets an idea to go Facebook Live, connecting. I connect Robin with Ryan, and now they're working together. And it's like it all started right there on social media. And she plans to bring it all back to social media by creating this beautiful community event.
Yeah.
So National Association of Realtors, they talk about it too. 47% say that social media is the best lead source. And right now, Facebook and Instagram are up 40% in usage on Instagram and Facebook because of COVID-19, and the views on Instagram Lives and Facebook Lives have doubled. So it's a real opportunity to pivot your business and be in front of people on social media. I think the opportunity is calling. You can either accept or reject. I love what you said. You can either sit on the couch and eat bonbons. You can either sink or you can swim, is what a lot of realtors that we speak to are saying. And they're like, well, I want to swim. So if you want to swim, okay, what's in your business plan? What's your marketing strategy?
Yeah.
What are you doubling down on? What are you creating? What are your initiatives, right? Realtors are saying, 48% of realtors are saying that keeping up with technology is one of their biggest challenges. That's why I wanted to bring Ryan Coyne on the call. They don't have time. No, it's complex. It's frustrating. And Ryan's going to give some suggestions on some quick tools that you can use in your business that can help. One of the, I asked him before the call, what are some top technologies that we can recommend to realtors on this call?
Yeah. This is my favorite tool on the planet. for myriad reasons. Mainly because in real estate, in any coaching program I have ever heard of or gotten any education about, the power of showing up, popping by, dropping in, parachuting in, whatever it is, to create that face-to-face connection. You want to get in front of as many people as possible. All the training that's been going on forever is about physically occupying the same space, being at these events, exchanging business cards, which plays into Instacart being the future if you can, and all these things. So realtors being mostly very naturally gifted communicators, you're able to pick up on all these cues that help you interact with people, and you do it pretty quickly on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Now that we are in an age, whether it's temporary or it's long-term, or maybe people change their receptive behavior permanently, no matter what, because of the great unknown about how willing they are to just get together with a stranger on short notice. I've been using this tool, Crystal Knows, to be able to help me modify my email communication, my text communication, my verbal communication, and my entire sales strategy approach to individuals and groups of people. And I've been using this for like 6 years, maybe 7. You subscribe to the service. I think it's like $25 a month. You look up anybody in the world on LinkedIn, and a little button pops up on the right side of your screen that you can click. It says view personality, and up comes all this information about what kind of personality this person has. It also, when you're emailing a person, it corrects you. You know how you have a red underline for spell check and stuff like that? This adds a blue underline. I actually had this happen before. I was emailing somebody, and it had a blue underline under, I was ending the email with thank you in advance. And the blue underline said, don't use that phrase with this person. It'll turn them off. And it popped up and said that. Don't use exclamation points in your greeting. This is the subject line to use if I clicked on, I need to call to set a meeting, and then it customizes all the coaching for communication. How does it work? Well, they tell you a little bit about how it works, but how it really works under the hood, since Drew D'Agostino, the founder, isn't in this webinar, all of the information that Facebook, Instagram, Google, the internet has on you from being a person who's alive, who's interacting with the outside world, they have 6,000 plus data points on every one of us, okay? That my name is one of those. My birthday is one of those. The amount of children I have, my demographic spending, my likes, my dislikes, my habits, my shopping, my frequency of things, locations I visit, 6,000 data points that essentially are how they target ads effectively at you. Why you see what you see when you are online, when you're scrolling through Facebook or Insta, is because of these data points. And it tells a story about you. How you behave tells the system how it should behave back. So by leveraging that data and by using something like this, you can make sure that you're making contact with a lot more of those pitches. Because it being a numbers game and you missing 100% of the swings you don't take is obvious, right? We all know that the more input, the potential more output. But that conversion rate, and how do you know if you're not face-to-face with somebody or already on the phone with them or saw the nonverbal cues or witnessed them talk to somebody else, which when you think about it, that's a lot of how you get to know somebody. How somebody treats a server in a restaurant, how somebody blows somebody off they don't want to talk to, how they glance around, all these things that give you insight that as a realtor, you know how to convert that into the persuasion tailoring for this individual to work with you and use you as a client or to accept your recommendations for things. This fast tracks and cuts through so much of that. Now, it is freaky when you look yourself up, when you run a relationship report on 2 different people and you send it to them, they cackle laughing at how accurate this stuff is. It's a wonderfully powerful tool. And now that we are relegated to some virtual communication for who knows how long, this is something that will get you converting and coming off as somebody who is likable with less trial and error.
Yeah.
I love this. This is awesome. How many people on the call think this would be valuable when you're working with your clients to get this kind of information about them? Feel free to put in the chat. Let us know. I put the link in there 100%, Michael says. Crystalknows.com, right, Ryan? That's the link for that.
Yeah, somebody said it's kind of scary, and that's the thing. When I talk
It
about
is.
this, and I've given presentations, I actually use it for cybersecurity to determine what kind of potential cyber risk somebody might be. This can kind of give me an idea whether you're somebody who will fall for phishing scams, or whether you're somebody who has poor password hygiene and all these different things. People say, "Well, isn't this creepy? Wouldn't people be offended if they knew you were using this?" And I'm just like, it's leveraging the data that you already are opting into the system by using all these things. Please, by a show of hands or by a show of chats or whatever, how many people in this webinar have actually read the terms and conditions on anything that you've ever signed up for before you click I agree? The answer is zero.
Yeah.
You opted into why this works already. We're just leveraging the data, and it's not
Yeah.
malicious. You're not looking to take advantage of anybody. You are confident that you are a phenomenal salesperson and that there is a distinct advantage to going with you versus your competitors. Rather than having to work crazy hard to convince them by kind of feeling it out and maybe stepping on some landmines, it just cuts through that and lets you then be that person for them faster.
And let me add to that too, because Ryan put me into this when he first found this tool. I was 94% accurate, so it gives a little percentage of how accurate the description is of me. And reading it with him was scary. How crazy well it was accurate. It was awesome. And Ryan and I just used this yesterday. We did a very powerful podcast with a CEO, and we used it ahead of time. And the thing I would say is, you're going to be communicating with people anyway. You might as well, instead of trial and error in your communication, to learn their communication style over time, let's just fast track that, learn how to communicate with that individual sooner and faster, which
effectively,
is, it's smoother for all parties involved.
It's
Awesome.
astonishing. I mean, I used it as a bar trick for a long time, but I was sitting in a Lower West Side Manhattan place called Woji's with the 11th employee who ever worked at Amazon.com, who's a friend of mine. He was the first business development manager that ever worked at Amazon. His name is Scott. And I was showing him this, and he goes, wow, as he's reading down the thing. And then he gets his friend who's, somebody up high in global sales at LinkedIn and says, have you heard of this thing? Oh my God. So this is vetted industry professionals in the technology space see this and agree that it is wonderfully sound. It's not, it's not some esoteric little podunk thing. So I definitely urge everybody to check it out.
Yeah, who in the chat already went and set up a free account, and who's going to take action and do it? Let me know, and then we'll circle back and you tell us how it's working for you in your business.
Yeah, it could be. I want to make clear to everybody right now. You sign up, okay? Then you install the Chrome extension. You have to use Google Chrome. Once you launch the Chrome extension and you are on LinkedIn.com and look somebody up, a button comes in from the side. You click View Personality. A thing will pop out. You might have to log into it again in that little pop out. And then you have the mini profile, and then you can click on View Profile, and it'll take you to the full version on the Crystal site. And that's when you will just fall over laughing, because you will be astonished at you look up all your friends, your coworkers, all this stuff. It's incredible.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right, let's take the next one, Sprout Social. So, just so everybody knows on the call, today we're covering technology tools, we're covering social media, and we're covering business plans. Those are the three subjects today. We'll try to fit it all in. And we're going to go over some of these tech tools. Implement at least one thing off of this call. That's all I ask of everybody. Pick something. You're taking in all this education. Pick one action you can take at the end. Maybe it's Crystal Knows. Maybe it's Sprout Social. Maybe it's Canva. Maybe it's Instacart. Whatever it is, let's see people taking action. So tell me a little bit about Sprout Social. I know we use a tool called Later. I don't know if that's similar to Sprout Social, but let people know what's Sprout Social all about.
Sprout Social is essentially a social media management tool that lets you design and automate some of your campaigns and your interaction. It also manages the way that you can communicate back to people once they've engaged. It is designed for teams. So one of the biggest benefits and one of the biggest challenges in being a real estate agent is that when you go to ask for help from somebody, it's difficult to bring them up to speed if you don't have a training manual or an operations manual or standards and practices. But it can be tough to collaborate and also confidently share your login, right? And you don't necessarily want to have to make 1 million accounts. Some services have a minimum quantity accounts you have to sign up for. It's a really easy way that you and other people that are working with you, whether they're a freelance vendor or they're an assistant or part of a larger marketing team, can collaborate on setting a strategy over a long period of time. A lot of people find it challenging to sit and do social media planning on a regular basis. This lets you kind of sit and have a much longer business day, which Aaron will talk about later what business day is. You have a longer business day to actually plan out your social strategy over a longer period of time and watch it be automated. And it has a lot of really wonderful features that when you start clicking around in it, you will see that it's very nice and makes you feel enabled and empowered that you're able to get your message out to multiple platforms with a lot less effort than you ever thought was possible. Some of the bigger like household name alternatives might be Hootsuite, for example. But I like Sprout Social quite a lot. And the reason I got turned on to it was because a friend of mine who runs her own marketing company, they adopted the platform and have been very successful and well organized with its deployment. And that was good enough for me to check it out. And I was very happy that I did. I think you should too.
Awesome. Yeah, the tool that we use internally for our team is Later. Sounds like a similar kind of tool. With Later, you can hook up your Facebook, your Instagram, you can schedule your posts, you can get your analytics to know which hashtags are working, which hashtags are not working, to know which is your most engaging post. So this is another tool that you can hook up your Facebook and your Instagram to. We use it for all of our clients that we manage social media, and I highly recommend people check this one out as well. Canva, obviously everybody's hopefully heard of Canva. I use Canva for everything. I design everything in Canva, from our social media posts to our flyers to our marketing. You know, you can design even logos on here. You can design your Instagram stories, your Instagram highlights, your Instagram TV cover images. There's so much you can design in Canva. That's canva.com. And the other one was later.com. I'll put the links in the chat. And I know you had another one, Ryan. I couldn't find it online, but I guess it's in the App Store.
Sprightly. Sprightly is like a Microsoft Garage project. It's kind of like their experimental lab where fun tools can come out that aren't necessarily an official Microsoft product just yet, but it's designed by their team. Generally, that means fun, lively, remarkably well designed and functional without necessarily being a corporately targeted tool that starts to feel a little bit on the farty side like some other tools from giant corporations can be. So if you go on either the App Store or you go on Google Play and you search for Sprightly, Sprightly, Elaine, thank you for asking. It's similar to Canva in that it's on the fly design work, but they have different templates. If you've been using Canva for a long time and it's starting to feel stale, Sprightly is a great way to kind of differentiate yourself from all the realtors who've been hearing Canva for years, using Canva for years. It is just as powerful, in some ways more so. And I really, really love the app. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that's a little bit ahead of other people or differentiated, because yes, Sprightly is free, Liz. But yes, I think that anything that you can do, it doesn't necessarily have to be the most popular tool that you're using, because it probably is a good chance that your competition is all using the most popular tool also. So Sprightly is a great choice. It'll look just a bit different from what other people are doing, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Awesome. So I want to share a tool that we have in-house that is available to all of you, and it's actually free to try for 30 days. It's free to set up. And Ryan Coyne actually helped us really launch this even further into the real estate industry. You know, we were playing around with a way to provide a digital tool for realtors, because, I mean, especially now, nobody wants your business card anymore. I didn't want business cards even before coronavirus, to be honest. I'd rather you just text message me and I get your number. So we built a digital business card solution so realtors could text message all their information in one shot. So I'm sitting there one night on the couch, just messing around. I'm like, it'd be really cool to build a digital business card for some celebrity realtor out there. And I was like, Ryan, should I build one for Ryan Serhan? And he's like, dude, build one. And I start playing around and I start building one for him. And I text message it to Ryan. And he's like, I just sent it to Ryan Serhan and he loves it. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even get to finish it yet.
Yeah, it was like 11:30 at night or something like that. And you sent it over to me and I knew it was unfinished, but you were like, I wonder if he'll be into this. So I just figured, you know what, screw it. I'll take a flyer. So I sent it over to Serhan and I was just like, hey, a buddy of mine invented this technology and here's what it kind of looks like. Not sure if you'd be into it, but let me know what you think. It was probably 30 seconds later. He said, how do I get this? How can you introduce me? How soon can it be ready? That was the response, was because he instantly saw the appeal and how powerful it was going to be. And then, you know, to your credit and to how wonderful not only the turnaround time and the service delivery and the quality was, but when he said to me, he's the kind of guy who will get hands-on with certain things, right? But not everything. He's got a team he delegates. But he personally followed up with you again and again. Every time you had a question, you were hearing back direct. He took it seriously because he saw the power in it and the value in it, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, really, you nailed it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I get that text back and he's like, yeah, he loves it. He wants to know how he gets one. The next day I was on a phone call with Ryan Serhan and he's like calling me from somewhere out of New York City. I don't even know where.
And then you ran into him at that convention and you sent me the photo of the two of you guys together because he was so excited about it and you guys got to link up. So that was a good story for sure.
So here, hold on. I have this video too. I'll share it. Here we go.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you sent me. I was like, yeah.
See, do I have it linked? No, I don't have it linked, so I can't show you the video. The video is online on our website on instacard.info. So this digital business card, what we love about it and what I think all of you will love about it is that it's free, first of all, to try it for 30 days. There's no contract, you can cancel anytime. But most importantly is that you'll never run out of business cards. You'll always get the other person's phone number, which is a proactive way to do business, I think. Versus, hey, I hope you call me, here's my card. All your social media is integrated. So now you can grow your followers, you can connect with people, get connected on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. All your Zillow reviews show up. So it further exemplifies your strong online reputation. It has links to all your profiles from Zillow, realtor.com, homes.com, your website. You can have your listings on there, your sold properties, get customer reviews, and our clients really love it. It integrates with all these different modules. So you can literally have your sold properties, get reviews, everything's in there. This is how easy it is. You just text message it to somebody and they get a link to it. Your contact information gets saved in their phone. And one thing some realtors have been doing now in the downtime is they'll text message the digital card. Well, they'll send a message first and they'll say, hey, you know, what are you up to? How are things going? And in the downtime, what kind of projects are you taking on? One of the projects I'm taking on is upgrading my digital. And I just made this cool new digital business card. What do you think? And then it's a little conversation starter.
Yeah.
So this is actually free for all of you. It's also a desktop responsive website. It's free to try for 30 days. And if that's something you're interested in, just comment IC in the chat and we can set you up with a free 30-day trial on that. On average, we get about 20 to 30 realtors signing up per day. So I'll just wait for that chat to come in. And then Mario can put a link for that. Yeah, Deirdre, I can text you my card as well. And it's also at instacard.info for this as well. So you're gonna have a few opportunities to take action today, whether it be, you know, an Instacard or download a free service or, you know, get a business plan program that we're gonna talk about, as well as a way to improve your online reputation and get a free assessment of everything that you have online. So we got a bunch of ICs in there. So Mario, you want to drop the link for people to get their free Instacard trial? And all you have to do for that is you click on the link, you'll get taken to a screen like this. You don't have to put in all your billing information, just your name, contact name, and you put in a credit card, but we don't charge anything today. Like it says here, you will not be charged and you can cancel at any time. So now the question is, okay, you're doing some digital strategy, you're pivoting your business, hopefully you're doing more marketing. The biggest question I have for all of you, and I don't even know how I operated my business without one, but I did do that for several years, is do you have a business plan? And I mean, I used to go to a lot of real estate offices and I would ask this question, do you have a business plan? Do you have a marketing plan? And honestly, only a few people raise their hands. So
Yeah.
I want to run a poll in this group. I did a poll to see how many people actually have a business plan. So let's see how this shows up for us. So do you have a business plan? Launch the poll. Is the answer not yet? Not yet, I need one. Yes, in progress. Yes, and it has made a difference. So about halfway through the polling, and then I'll share the results so we can see. So polling is slowing down, so I will share the results now. Share results. So we can see 23% said not yet, 21% said not yet, I need one. So that's 44% that don't have a business plan. 42% yes, and it's in progress. And then 15% said yes, and it made a difference.
Can we have a fifth option that says yes in progress for the last 15 years?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. I mean, I know for me, I worked on a business plan for months on this business, and we continue to evolve it. And
It never stops evolving, but that's the thing, is that you have to get done at least once. Then the changes are smaller. You don't have to reclimb the mountain every single time. You just got to get to the next base camp at that point, you know?
And here's what we find. I mean, a lot of people don't know what's supposed to be in a business plan. There's two kinds of business plans. There's a business plan that you're going to use or build to get a loan from a bank. That kind of business plan is non-functional for 99% of businesses because it has tons of data that doesn't apply to real life. It's this long, arduous process. This is why most business owners don't have a business plan. Then the other kind is what we call a functional business plan, a real functional business plan, something that's relatively easy to build, and it has all the foundational systems, structures, and processes that you need right now. So that's the thing. When we look at that demographic, that poll we just did, you know, about half, a little under half, don't have one yet, which is great. You're being honest. Now is the time to dive in and start to put something like that together. For those of you who have been working on it over time, I would venture to say, from just having coached over 10,000 companies in the last 20 years, I've seen a few of these, most business plans are missing some of the really big chunks, some of the really big systems that make the real impact. They make the real difference in reality when rubber meets road.
so what would you say some of those key points? I mean, I asked you before the call.
Yeah.
Let me bring up that screen for a second. What is this freezing on me? Yeah, I mean, the three things that Aaron said off the bat is having a plan, knowing your KPIs, and maybe we can talk about that,
Sure.
and then a diverse marketing plan.
Yeah. So I can run through these pretty fast. So with the plan, you need a couple primary systems. You need to have what's called a sales goal breakdown. Your sales goal breakdown is a document that takes your annual sales goal and breaks it down into granular data. How many leads? How many appointments? You know, how many active customers? How many closed transactions? How much sales volume? You need to know those KPIs per month and per quarter. So once you have your sales goal breakdown, the next system that makes up your business plan is your lead tracking form. You have to be tracking your leads. We need to know the source of those leads. So your lead tracking form is very, very cool. The next little chunk of this that most people do not have, hardly anyone has this, is your lead source breakdown. What does that mean? It means it's the source of where you want your leads to come from. So let's say, for example, you need 30 leads a month. We know that. Where do you want these leads to come from? Online, your business alliances, your networking, where? Open houses. You have to understand as a business owner where you want those leads to come from. Once you know where, then you can build one of the biggest, kind of the mother lode of all structures, which is your marketing plan. The marketing plan is designed to fulfill on the volume of leads and the source of those leads. So you can't have one necessarily without the other. The heads and tails of the same coin. Once we have that, your pipeline report, tracking your action or your actual customers. We need to know how much customer volume we have coming in per month, per quarter, so that we can see all your active transactions, closed transactions. Your pipeline report is tracking actual deal flow against your target or your goal. That disparity, right? That difference is the motivator, right? Ryan and I are very big on that. Your systems hold your brain in place, holds that motivation, that mindset in place. So without having a lot of these core foundational systems that make up your business plan, how you're operating as a business owner diminishes. Without looking at your KPIs, your key performance indicators, that's what KPI stands for. You have to understand your KPIs. How many leads do I need? Where do I want my leads to come from? What's my closing ratio of those leads? What's my marketing conversion? How much time am I spending on my marketing and how's that converting? How much money am I spending on my marketing and how's that converting? All of these things need to be tracked. Tracking provides information. Information allows you to change your actions, upgrade them, downgrade them. It allows you to see your performance as an entrepreneur and as a real estate agent. So it's very, 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 very important.
Yeah.
And then last, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. Well, I was going to say, your business is like a vine. It needs a trellis. You know, I've got a tomato plant in my backyard. I had to go buy a tomato cage because it needs something to grow on. That's what these systems are supposed to be for your business. They can't grow into thin air. Think about it. A tree takes like what, 100, like 50, 100 years to grow that strong. We don't have 50 or 100 years. My oldest kid's got to start going to college in 9 years. Okay. I don't have that. I need faster growth. And if it can't grow that fast and not topple over unless it's got structure. That's what taught me that, Aaron. And
then the last, and let's deal with the biggest structure we have here. It's your marketing plan. Without marketing, you don't have sales. You don't have production. Marketing is the foundation. Without marketing, you don't have leads and you don't have customers and you definitely don't have money. So here's the thing that I'm noticing with most of the marketing plans. If you even have one, the ones that I'm seeing are very single focused on maybe social media. Social media is amazing. It's great, but that's one pillar. Where are all the other pillars that make up your marketing plan? So think about it. In this day and age, more than ever before, there's so much static coming at us. There's ads, there's social media, there's text messages. We're bombarded by static. Your marketing plan has to cut through that noise and land on your target customer. So I'm a big proponent of having a marketing plan that's very diverse. Your marketing plan should leverage each kind of communication: verbal, face-to-face, video, hard mail. You want to leverage every kind of communication possible in your marketing plan. I should see text messages. I should see videos. I should see hard mail. I should see in person. I should see Zoom. I want every kind of communication. Why? Because you don't know who's in your database. For many of us, we have 20-year-olds to 80-year-olds in our database. Now, that may not be our mainstay, but we have everybody in there. And some people react differently to certain kinds of communications. So if you want a full force marketing plan that is absolutely going to support the growth and development of your business, and this is how I'm able to double the size of most companies in such a short amount of time, is by having a robust marketing plan. Remember, guys. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Aaron. How many business plans have you worked on for how many realtors?
Thousands. I've coached over 10,000 companies. So in the real estate space, I coach, Douglas Elliman's one of my clients. It's one of the largest brokerages in the United States that I know of. Most of the top teams in the country are all clients of mine. Thousands and thousands of business plans.
Yeah, that's awesome. And give me an idea, once people put together a business plan with you, what are some of the key areas that they've seen pivot or change, and what kind of results are they getting?
Finances, interestingly enough, is one. A lot of people don't pay attention to money and finances and budgeting. It's not something I was taught. Most of us, we weren't taught that in school too much, or home, families didn't talk about it much. I see a big impact in their understanding and their management of their finances. I'd say another area they see a huge difference is lead generation. Lead generation completely transforms. They're understanding their leads. They're understanding their ROI, return on investment. They're understanding their ROT, return on time. And they're starting to realize that their business, some people are doing great. Like a lot of you listening to this, your business is doing fine. It's doing good, but it could be doing amazing. And so I take some of the top brokers in the world, I'm not going to name names just for confidentiality, and just by changing certain aspects or adding certain blocks to their marketing, they exponentially grow. I've taken a friend of ours that Ryan knows from 50 million to 150 million in 18 months. certain small changes make big impacts.
Yeah, she went from what, having like, I don't know, 15, 20 active listings to very soon she had 75 active listings in a luxury market that she was not previously in.
Right.
And they built her own office at the company, the brokerage that she was working for, and furnished her with staff and a supplemental marketing budget that was awesome.
Yes.
And the best splits that you could imagine. You know, it's all from putting a plan together. And that's
Yeah.
the thing, is that she was somebody, and just a lot of people that I've consulted, because thanks to you, Aaron, and also thanks to you, Alex, I've been fortunate to get introduced to some of the top realtors in the country and a couple around the world, thanks to the Explorify days, which is a whole other lifetime and story to tell. That it takes a good realtor to being great. It takes a great realtor to being utterly outstanding. You know what I'm saying? It just, you're already successful perhaps in a lot of ways, but it's in spite of the fact that you don't have these things. Imagine how successful you could be because of the fact that you have these things, is the mentality.
Right. Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, we had a business plan we worked on for a while, right? And this all happened with coronavirus. First thing that happens, open up the spreadsheet, look at it. We're like, oh, outside sales, that's gone.
Yep.
Reduce outside sales, increase inside sales. How are we going to increase inside sales? Our inside sales team was like, webinar marketing, lists, expanding your audience. Boom. We're having the best month. We probably doubled our numbers, but one of the best months we've ever had in 2 years of being in business.
Yeah.
Coronavirus, right? So having a plan is not even just having, it's having that future that you can step into and knowing all the channels to proceed on, but it's also being able to go back and pivot it when you have an emergency situation, which is what Ryan spoke about. And I think it's so important in a real estate business to have a plan. I see it so underutilized. And I do see that 20% of realtors are top producers and 80% are not, right? And those are the top 20%. They're putting plans into place, right?
That was the screen that you just showed. Those initiatives, right? Right now, a lot of my top agents are doing deals and they're getting a tremendous amount of customers. Now, some of those customers can't transact because of the market they're in, but they're getting leads and those leads are on simmer. They are not losing leads. They are ready to come out of the gates. But here's the thing. When everybody comes out of the gates and people come flooding out into the market, what is your strategy? Because to Alex's point, the strategy that existed 60 days ago, for most of us is no longer valid, or it's a much farther down the totem pole of a strategy. You need new strategies. And now is the time to think through. You need at least 2 or 3. I wouldn't do more than 3. It's a lot to manage. 1, 2, possibly 3. You need to know what the strategies are. Is it leveraging video? Is it leveraging social? Are you more of this? These webinars. People have to have a much clearer understanding of what that strategy is.
Yeah, we had a client in common, just really quick before we move on from the topic, who engaged me in January or February, and she wanted to promote a major event that she had scheduled for April. And all of her marketing efforts were going to be around promoting this event. It was a boot camp that she was going to be throwing. And I said, it would be interesting for the future. We plan for maybe doing this as an online course. There's plenty of, things that you can set up an online course in a service like anything else. And no, that's way off. I don't think I want to consider that. It's going to be way down the line and stuff like that. I said, well, just in case you want to think about it, here's some things and here's some ways that you might want to go about doing that, and so on and so forth. COVID-19 hits. I get the phone call. Well, guess I'm not throwing my event, and guess I'm fast tracking the online course,
Yep.
So yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Awesome. What I want to say for all of you that are on the call is that if you don't have a business plan and you're probably thinking, well, maybe I don't have time for it. Maybe I don't know how to answer the questions. I think one of the things that I got out of building a business plan is the business plan coach was asking the right questions, right? Questions that I wasn't really thinking about. I thought I had it handled, right? I thought like you said, I thought my business was good. I thought it was okay. And then you get these questions that expand your vision and create new actions and new KPIs, key performance indicators, so that I could actually start tracking what I'm doing and see what's working and what's not working. Because often what we're doing is we're just like chopping wood instead of sharpening the axe, as my dad used to say. My dad used to give me a hard time about that all the time. Stop chopping wood, sharpen the axe, relax a little bit, create a plan for yourself. And we think it's this long process and we think it's really expensive. And what I love that you guys created through all the experience is that you actually put together like a software program out of it. And I think for the price, it's like absolutely ridiculous for any realtor to not do this. So if, you know, I'll bring you to that screen. Let me bring that over here. Of course, my screens are.
Brian Asher just commented, who I'd like to say hello to because we know each other. I didn't realize that he was here. Hello, Brian. That comment about not knowing where to start necessarily, we've addressed that. Alex is about to mention it now, but yeah, we have a PDF that you can download that essentially walks you through the entire process.
Yeah.
Give me one second. My sharing it just freaked out, of course, but it's okay. You guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So tell me about this. So this is an annual planning checklist. It's a business plan that you can reuse. It's $425.
Yes.
You know, ridiculously low cost, I think.
It is.
And
We're doing 25% off though for your webinar.
okay, so there's a code, webinar 2020, and that gives you 25% off. So now it's even less.
Yeah.
And now you actually have all the questions that you need to go through in order to have a business plan. Is that what I'm getting?
Exactly. So here's how I built this. This is about, you know, almost 20 years of information built into this. So it's two pieces. It's a guide, literally a step-by-step guide that tells you what to do. It explains why, explains how, and then it drops you down into the business plan and you fill out that section. So each question, you'll answer it in the business plan. Next question will guide you, inform you, drop you down to the section. So when you're done, what you have is your business plan all complete. This is something that you can use for the rest of your career. This is a one-time thing. Listen, I have lots of different businesses. I'm committed to business owners. I'm an entrepreneur through and through. I don't give a shit about the money. I want to make this so that people have some stake in the game, right? Because if we don't pay for something, there's no stake in the game. And I want to make this affordable to everybody. I want to make a difference. I want to be able to give entrepreneurs tools so they can win. We're all in this together. Our world is going to become better because all of us as business owners are thriving and moving our economy forward. So I wanted to give people tools and information that's not some cheesy, like I've seen business plans from all the other like famous, you know, business coaches for real estate.
We did all the research when creating this. Yeah.
They're like 6 pages long. This thing's 50, right? The guide is simple and it gives you a real no bullshit business plan that I use with all the top brokers. Remember, I've coached most of the top brokers in the United States. All of my clients use this. Everybody, every celebrity agent I coach has used this. That's why it works.
So if you, you know, like Brian says, I hate to admit this, I have no idea how to create a business plan. Ugh. Well, here it is. This is the solution for you. Just comment plan in the chat and we will give you the link with the special code. I mean, 425 minus 25% off. And you've got basically all the questions and all the tools to create your business plan in the downtime right now, pivot your business, prepare your business for what's about to come, and actually have a plan to execute on and grow your business. I think it's huge, huge value here. I'm happy that I have this available now to provide to realtors because I can't tell you how many realtors I run into that don't have a plan. And I think it's almost a shame because it's like they could be even bigger than where they are right now.
Right.
Yeah. It also helps them because they have something they can hand to somebody else that they're going to work with. Again, whether it's a virtual assistant, an in-person assistant, another agent that's thinking about joining the team, you know, the brokerage that you're trying to renegotiate your splits with, you know, anybody that you're going to sit down with, and you're normally just making essentially an emotional appeal or going into a long verbal description that could kind of veer all over the place to justify to somebody how well your business is set up to succeed for the future. This is a document. You slap it on the table. It's 50 pages, okay? We actually put a blank page in the middle so that when you print it, if you decide to do double-sided, there's a separation that you've got the ability to have pages, I think 26 through 50, become your permanent business plan for that year. And of course, year over year, you can edit it and change it, whatever. You go through the checklist, you go through the business plan. This is something that when you slide it across the table to somebody, they're able to say, wow, you really have planned it out. You really have figured out an answer to all these different things, and you have initiatives in place. And this is a clear story that you're telling me with this information of what's going to be happening. Yes, you can have an additional 10% on the split. It sounds like you've done your homework and we're going to expect great things.
Yeah.
Yes, I can come help you easily because I know exactly what your initiatives are. And yes, I have the experience to help you with initiatives 1, 3, and 4,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
So we're gonna drop the link in here so people can sign up for this, and I'm gonna throw out an extra special bonus because I love to see action takers. If you take advantage of this offer and you start working on your plan and you get to the marketing section, you can send me your marketing section and and I'll look at it and give you feedback on it for free. I just want to see like what you're putting in there, and I think this is a huge opportunity for everybody.
Yeah.
So Mario just dropped the link in there. Make sure you use the code to get the 25% off. It's webinar 2020, right?
Yep. And to Alex's point, everybody, you're not just getting a business plan. You're getting the systems and the structures and the processes that also download with this. You're getting lead tracking forms. You're getting pipeline reports. You're getting your sales goal breakdown. You're getting very, very well done systems along with your business plan. So you're getting a tremendous amount of stuff. So I'm committed that you guys have everything. This is like, take it, use it, and be successful.
Awesome. And we have a question from Frank. What if you don't have a lot of listings?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And I can say, even though Aaron's coaching experience and wisdom is the fundamental underpinnings of, all of it, and I really helped with design, strategy, implementation, and maybe some focusing, because I am not a real estate agent. So I wanted to make sure that it made sense to somebody, whether they're very experienced and have a ton of listings, or somebody who is trying to get there. This is not something that, is overwhelming, if whether you have a large volume or a small volume. But the main thing is, a lot of the annual planning is around goals. It's not around status, fill in a box with an existing value of what you've already got. Having goals in any business is so important and so critical. So if you don't have a lot of listings, Frank, set a goal of what you hope to aspire to, to get to. That this accounts for that. And also by filling in the rest of it and participating in the systems and the planning, you can then hit your goal more readily and more easily. That's the whole point. It's not about where you are, it's about where you want to go.
Yeah, because the whole point of the business plan has nothing to do with how big or small your company is. The reason you may not have a lot of listings may simply be there is no plan walking you through how you're going to double, triple, quadruple your lead flow. How are you going to convert those leads at a higher level? How are you going to market to those leads and get referrals from those leads? So there's no plan in place for most people that I come across. So it doesn't matter where you're starting. What matters is, do you actually have a plan that's going to guide you and how to increase your leads, your conversion of those leads, and the success of those leads into the future?
All right, awesome. I just want to acknowledge it's 3:00. I'm a little over time right now, but I wanted to make sure we really got to all this and people got the value of a business plan. I think setting yourselves up with a business plan in 2020 and moving into the future years will have a huge impact, not only on your personal, but on your family, on your business, on your stress level. You get a lot more clarity. I know I got that out of this. And so I want to make sure I acknowledge all of that. We are going to move into questions and answers. I am going to offer a free assessment as well of your entire online reputation and social media. So I want to move into that briefly and then provide any questions and answers. I know I'm over time, so this concludes the 1-hour session. And if you want to hang out longer, we're going to be answering questions and providing a little more resources for you as well. So we spoke about that. One of the things, when you look at your marketing plan, these are all the elements of your marketing plan that you want to consider. Not all of them, but this is your digital footprint. So you have Instagram TV, Facebook, Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, homes.com, realtor.com, and Zillow. And this is what realtors are dealing with, is managing all of that and making sure that your online reputation is solid. So like, I know that I can say, Google me. I know Aaron can say, go ahead, Google me. I Googled him and I saw all his stuff. I can Google Ryan and I find all his stuff. So you want to make sure that when people Google you, which they're going to be doing a lot more right now,
Yeah.
that they're actually seeing a solid online reputation. You know, Google reviews, Google business page. The last call we did, 71% of realtors on that call, and there were hundreds of realtors on that call, 71% did not have a Google business page.
Wow.
You believe that? It's crazy, right?
Wow.
I ran the poll live, and that's what it came to. So that's something that's available for all of you. Another thing to take away from this call is make sure you put yourself on the map. You know, set up your Google business page on Google. You can just Google Google Business. We also offer a service where we set up Google Business and 7 other sites for you. But this is important, and it's part of your online reputation.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Alex, but I feel terrible. I got to run. I have 3 o'clock I got to get over to. But
Definitely.
Thank you so much for having me, Aaron. It's always a pleasure being with you
Always.
in whatever capacity. And thanks to everybody who enjoyed the information today. Look forward to you telling Alex how freaked out you got by how accurate Crystal Nose is. Hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you, Ryan.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye, everybody.
All right, so I'm going to run one poll for all of you because you want to consider, you know, when it comes to metrics, how do you stand online? You know, like if you were to grade yourself on your entire digital presence and on your marketing, where are you right now? So I'm going to launch this poll, and this will be the last poll of the day. Just want to get a sense, talk about metrics. Where are you now, and where could you be once you implement some of these strategies as far as marketing goes? So the numbers are tallying there.
I love this tool, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Oh my gosh.
Are you seeing it totaling live right now? Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So powerful. Interesting.
All right, so I'll share the results of that. And other people may have wanted to vote, but that just gives us an indication. So 5% of people say they're failing when it comes to their online presence and digital strategy. For those of you that were part of that 5%, I'm sure you can realize now that, hey, this is important. You need to make sure that your online reputation is solid. You know, another 14% are at a 0 to 10. Most people are in the 10 to 25. That's what we generally see. And nobody said, I rock Google me, right? So, I mean, that's what you want to move towards is like, you
Absolutely.
want to tell people, hey, Google me, I'm solid. I did all my profiles. My Google business is set up. I have 5-star reviews. You can see me on Zillow. You can see me on realtor.com. You can see me on homes.com, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. All my profiles are well set up. So we created a software for this, and it's free to get yourself graded. Just like Credit Karma is going to check your credit score, we're going to grade your entire online presence. So if that's something you're interested in, put grade in the comments, and we'll drop you a link to get a free assessment of your entire online reputation.
It's great.
And so what we noticed is the average grade is a 30 out of 100. So you get this free grade, and Mario's going to drop the link for you. But you can go to realgrader.com also and fill in the form. And that gives you a free assessment of everything that you have online when it comes to those 8 websites. Now, of course, the average grade is a 30 out of 100. We've Googled over 13,000 agents. And the things that we see is inconsistent social media, lack of branding. I know brand identity is a big part of your business plan.
Yeah.
Broken links, outdated information, inappropriate content, missing profiles, duplicate profiles, data's not synchronized. So you're not looking as strong as you have created yourself to be in the community. It just doesn't match up online, that's all. And we want to make sure that actually does match up. So if you don't take care of these things, you miss opportunities on social media, no presence online, no credibility, business deals are being lost. So we Google everything, right? I'm going to fly through this quickly. 80%, 70 to 80% of realtors are not online. If you need help with this, this is what we do at RealGrader. We actually have helped over 1,350 or 1,360 agents complete their entire digital presence. We will set up your Google business, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Zillow, your homes.com, your YouTube, your Instagram. We'll set up all 8 of these sites for you and make sure everything has consistent branding across the board. And now you can go out and tell people, go ahead and Google me. The cost for that service is only $750. It's a special discount we have. I'll just show you that screen, skipping ahead. And if you want more information about this, our class yesterday was called the 8-Site Blueprint. And we literally gave you the resources and the tools to go do all this, even on your own. So you don't have to use us. You can actually just listen to the class and learn how to do it. It's just a time-saving thing to work with us, or maybe you want a professional company to do it. But at the end of it, it's $750, and we're giving you the Instacart for free for 3 months. So you're getting a $45 value, $200 off the setup. If that's something you're interested in, comment RG in the chat. And within 30 business days, we can make sure that you come out of this whole coronavirus with actually a strong digital footprint where people can Google you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you talk about marketing plans,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, like what value do you put on like online reputation, referrals, your Google ability, and things like that?
It's huge because from my understanding and from what I've seen, to your point, if someone looks at your social, they're looking at your YouTube, they're looking at all these different places, your website, it's so inconsistent. Some people have some stuff set up, the other people set up. And I think it's one thing if you're a newer agent, but when you're going after, especially depending on your market, if you're going after more luxury listings, you're working with more sophisticated buyers and sellers, trust me, they know what to look for. They're not stupid. They didn't become that person in life because they're naive. They're looking at all your social. They're looking at your site. They're looking at all of the picture and they're putting that together very quickly. And they're making judgments and assessments of, are they going to even waste their time interviewing you? Or if they do interview you, how well are you stacking up against that other broker that they're also interviewing? Because you have a broker that walks in who's their website, their collateral material, their listing presentation, their social media, their YouTube is all nice and consistent, evenly branded, intelligently put together. Then you have the other broker that walks in, it's mismatched. They kind of have one thing, don't really have another. It automatically throws you down, even if you're a better fit.
Right.
It is so important. And it's becoming more important. I mean, this day and age, it is just, you can't not have these things set up with an A+.
I agree.
And to be very honest and fair, I don't like social media. My team knows this, my friends know this, but I'm not naive. I know that social media and online stuff is important, though I don't personally care for it. I've outsourced it. I have a team, Ryan's part of my team, who manages all my stuff because I understand the value. Just because I'm not good at it and I don't necessarily care for it because I'm not good at it, doesn't mean I turn a blind eye to it. Part of the integrity of having a good running business is putting people in place that are good at things that you're not. That's why I leverage your service with my clients and I leverage Ryan and other people because you guys are good at this and it's important that people have this in place. So find good people around you who can help.
Awesome. So Mario's going to drop the link for people who want to take advantage and get the discount to get their RealGrader set up. That's going to give you 3 months for free. I provided the discount code for the business plan. It's webinar 2020. And we're here to answer any questions. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways on the call. What do you see? And Mario, do we have any questions anywhere on the chat?
Well, yeah, Patricia Shea has a question, but I think this may be a conversation from a previous webinar. She says, Alex, were you able to discern what happened with Google reviews that were sent?
Oh yeah, so Google shut down the Google review tool. And for now, those are just kind of sitting in limbo. We're not clear if they are actually saving those. There are comments in the forum that say that they haven't been saved and other people say that they have been saved. So we're waiting to see, but Google hasn't opened up reviews. Did you hear about that at all, Aaron?
No.
Google shut down Google reviews. Because
Why?
so many businesses that had their operating hours not adjusted. So people were giving 1-star reviews to businesses and they had such a high demand of that they actually said, hey, we're going to pause Google reviews for a little while.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was
Crazy times.
across the world. Yeah. Any other questions from anybody on the call? Karen says, yeah, is there a COVID payment plan option? We do have flexible payments on our end, for sure. And I'll also drop the link for tomorrow's webinar. Tomorrow's webinar is on Instagram, social media success stories. It's going to be on Instagram highlights, Instagram stories. I'm actually going to go live with my phone. So I'm actually going to show you live how to create your highlights, how to create a story on Instagram, how to post on Instagram, how to set up your Instagram TV. All of those features will be packed in there. We've been doing deep dives on each section. And on Friday, we're going to kind of bring it all together for you.
That's great.
Sheena, you're looking for my Instagram or Aaron's. I'll put both of them in there. I'm not really sure who's you're looking for. Yours is the Aaron Keith, right?
Yes.
Maureen says, very interesting, good quality info. Glad I tripped over you in my email. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, let me put both of those links. I sent them privately to Mario. Let me get them out to everybody. All right, and Aaron, I really appreciate you being on the call. I really appreciate what you're doing for businesses in general, simplifying the business plan process, providing it at such a low cost. I think that's a huge value for people. A lot of people just don't know how to deal with it, how to get it complete. And I think taking them through all the steps with all your experience, and I really appreciate that. And I love the fact that you're doing these podcasts with Ryan. The two of you are like a winning duo. And I love being on that podcast. If anybody wants to go check out the podcast that I did with Ryan and Aaron, it's on their podcast on the Buildify method.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you for being on the call and providing all the value. And I look forward to our next interaction.
Alex, listen, I love you. You're an awesome man. Thank you for what you're doing with everybody. Your service is incredible. Honor being on with you always.
Awesome. All right, Mario just dropped the link for tomorrow's webinar, and we are live daily, 2 p.m., Monday through Friday, doing different classes, different content. And feel free to send us ideas for new subjects. We're always open to doing new content. I know we are working behind the scenes on some TikTok content, and we're excited to release TikTok to the industry as well.
All right.
And oh yeah, Mario just dropped a link also to a feedback form. We'd love to get your feedback. Let us know how you like the format of this. These are the expert speaker sessions that we do every Thursday. And let us know any feedback on the content, anything that you enjoyed, not enjoyed. We're always looking to make these better, always looking to get feedback. Part of our metrics is to check that out. And we've been tracking our metrics when it comes to how many emails do we send? How many got clicked? How many got opened? How many people attended? How many registered? When's the drop off? When did we lose interest? It's like all of this information is being processed. I know Mario's looking at a screen right now with like 8 different windows. He's looking at everything, orchestrating. So it's pretty cool. All right, I think we'll end it there. Thank you very much for joining. Have a productive end of day. Have a productive week. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
guys.
Mario, for coordinating everything. And we'll talk tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Lena says, super great content. Cool.
That's awesome. All right, buddy. I'm signing off. See you guys soon.
Sounds good. Ciao.
Bye.